So it has happened over and over and over again. So let's assume that you earn right now, you earn 200,000, and somebody came to you during election and tells you that, okay, I'll give you 1,000 naira, vote for MTN. You will not even answer. You will not answer. If they come again, say take 2,500, you might not answer. If they say take 5,000, you might not answer. Why? Because you are economically empowered to be able to, look down on that amount. Even if some people, they'll give you 10,000, 20,000, depending on your personal resolve. The higher the money goes, the more susceptible you are to taking it, depending on your level of resolve. So one thing that First Swanika really emphasized, and is something I love so much, that if we really want to develop Africa, one of the major things that we must do is to provide prosperity for people in Africa. So people have money, they have wealth, we can be able to make better decisions, whether socially, whether economically, whether politically. Because most of the problems that we have right now in Africa is a problem that is traceable to poverty. Most of the problems we have in Africa, you go to Face Me, why do you think that they fight more in Face Me and Face You than they fight in estates? The reason why they will fight more in Face Me and Face You more than they will fight in estate is because of poverty. Poverty makes you have time for a lot of mediocre activity. Poverty reduces your many things. Poverty reduces a lot of things. So First Swanika really, really pushes that thought, and I buy that thought 100%, that if we really want to make Africa great, what we need to do is to create prosperity for our citizens. So Pertinence Vision really, really aligns with this thought by First Swanika, and it's one of the reasons why I am so passionate about what we do here at Pertinence, because we're focused on enterprise development and people empowerment. And the end goal, if you look at our mission statement, the mission statement for Pertinence says that we're creating strategic opportunities for people to experience business and financial freedom. So the end game of what we have done is to allow individuals to experience business and financial freedom. That is where real estate now comes into it. So real estate for Pertinence is one of the opportunities that Pertinence as a brand uses to achieve that vision of empowering people and also creating enterprises. So in real estate, people make referrals, they earn commission, they are empowered because they are better off, they have a better quality of living, they have a better standard of or quality of life rather, and a better standard of living. They are able to build a real estate business without even in code being a real estate person. So they can build real estate businesses using the structure and the system that they created in Pertinence, and they can begin to recruit team members, bring in team members, and they already become, in quote, CEO of a certain business because they are working alongside the Pertinence. So they have team members, the same way companies do recruitment, the same way companies do training, the same way companies have customers, the same way companies have different things. These teams also have these different things. So individuals are brought into the system to leverage on the Pertinence platform to achieve these dreams. So people empowerment and enterprise development. And the end game of this people empowerment and enterprise development leads to business and financial freedom. So every single person who joined our Pertinence, maybe you joined on Monday during our conference, or say you joined a few years ago or a few months ago, one major decision that you have made is that you have decided to start your own business within the business of pertinence. And it's an extremely smart place to be. So pertinence today is 10 years, 10 years in business. I've done remarkably well. In 2 weeks' time, we'll be celebrating our 10th year anniversary, and all of you are invited. It's the 10th year anniversary of pertinence, and we're going to be celebrating it in grand, in a grand way. The event is going to be starting on Saturday, 30th of July, and it's going to be ending on a Sunday, 7th of July, of August rather, 30th of July to 7th of August. It's a 1 week event, a week-long event, and every single person is invited. We have the Realtor party on Thursday. We have lots of activities that every single person here should be a part of. So I am personally inviting every single member of this team to our end of the year party coming up in about 2 weeks' time. So pertinence will be 10. So a business that is 10 in Nigeria is a big business. Any business that is 10 in Nigeria is a massive business. And pertinence, by the special grace of God, we'll be able to do a lot of stuff. The business that started, with just 2 people right now it's not end of the year party. It's the pertinence at 10 anniversary program, which is starting in 2 weeks' time. So a business that is 10 years in Nigeria is not a small business at all. The business has gone through thick and thin, has survived multiple things. We had the COVID-19 pandemic. We had a lot of stuff, that pertinence has gone, the good, the bad, the ugly, a lot of stuff. And, by God's grace, we have been able to surmount all these challenges, and we are where we are right now. So I'm just going to be jumping into real estate. So the end of the year, I say end of the year, the anniversary program is going to be happening within the office premises, at the corporate headquarters at Akomojo, Lagos. So we're going to send more information as we go to the WhatsApp group, so you are aware of every single thing that's going to be happening at Pertinence at 10. You are all invited. Yeah, TT 10 years of victory. Yeah. Yeah. So you are all invited to be a part of the celebration. So Pertinence also has about 7 offices across Nigeria. That's within Nigeria, 7 offices. We have the corporate head office at Akomojo. We have a branch at Ibejuleki. We have another branch at Alaba International Market. We have a branch in Abuja. We have a branch in Owerri. We have a branch in Ilorin, and we have another branch in Ogbomosho. That's in Oyo. So anywhere you are, and you might not be in Lagos, the same activities that we run here in Lagos is the same activities that we run over there in Abuja, in Owerri, in Ogbomosho, in Ilorin, and every other branch that we have. So anywhere you are, get to the branch closest to you, and every single thing that is being done in Lagos is also being done in these regions. Right now, Pertinence has approximately about 70 estate locations. 70 estate locations. I remember when the business started 10 years ago, one of the challenges that we had was resources to be able to even own one estate location. I remember that we had to go speak to some family members in Ofada. Yeah, in Ofada. And we went to meet them and say, oh, we can actually sell this land for you. And they gave us access to the land for us to sell for them. And we started our real estate business that way. Besides selling to individuals, start making money. And I remember that the first day that we launched our real estate business was the first day that we sold. So we sold our first plot of land the first day we launched the real estate business. And we're happy that, wow, we don't blow. But the craziest part of everything is that for the next 3 months, there was no sales. So, you know, when a business that you just maybe you open shop today, sales just begin to drop in. Then for the next 3 months, there was no sales. So that began to crack the code of the real estate business. And that's why we started bringing partnership, because we understood that if you want to, the fastest way to become a millionaire or the fastest way to become wealthy is to create an avenue where other people can become wealthy. If you do it like that, you are going to be wealthy early. The fastest way to achieve something is to create an avenue to allow other people to achieve that same thing. That's the fastest way. If you want to increase your reading capacity, you want to increase the number of books that you read in a year, create a platform that allows for people to read in a year. For instance, create a book club on WhatsApp and say, on this WhatsApp book club, our objective is that this year we're going to read 12 books. In that system, you yourself, because you are the one that, you know, you are like the pioneer, you are like one of the major core drivers of that vision. There's no how you are going to also read 12 books. So one of the easiest way for any single person to achieve any dream that you have is to create an avenue for other people to achieve that same dream. Create an avenue. That is what Prettiness has done. So, because in the beginning, everybody was just saying, oh, how can we make money in this real estate? We have to blow, you know, those are like our mindset in real estate. We have to blow. But we are forgetting that the only way you can become wealthy as a person is that you create wealth for many other persons. Check Dangote. Dangote has created wealth for multiple persons and is wealthy today because what? He created an avenue where people can, you know, people can profit from being distributors. People can profit from being producers of packaging materials. People can become wealthy through transportation, haulage. People can become wealthy through distributorship. People can become wealthy through many channels. So in that system, many other persons have been able to do what? Have been able to create wealth. So any business you are into or any program that you are running, I want you to first think at the back of your mind that how can I create an avenue or how can I create a platform to allow other people achieve this same thing I want to achieve. So when Prettiness turned our focus to this, the fortune of the business changed. So we're looking at how can we make 100 people millionaires? And in thinking about it, in the first year of the business in Prettiness, the company did a revenue of 3 million naira, not about almost close to 3 million. First year, 3 million. The second year in business, the company did a revenue of like 10 million, thereabouts. In year 3, boom, 100 million. Why? Because the focus had changed. Going from year 1, year 2, the focus changed, and what? We started looking at, okay, how can we make 100 people earn at least $1 million naira from this business? And immediately we launched that, we started talking to people, we organized an event, you know, we brought people in and people that were looking for opportunities to create wealth. We taught them the real estate model and they joined our team like every single person here. For the people that joined already on Monday, because I can see new people here, you know, they joined the business and they started leveraging on the opportunities, you know, converting their network to become net worth, you know, talking to people, real estate, people buying the real estate and then any commission. So people started doing it and, you know, people started making millions of naira as commission. And that was when the fortune of Prettiness changed forever. The fortune of Prettiness changed forever. Until today, you know, we have been going up and down like that. And, you know, one of the major core is how can we empower more people? How can we create more businesses? You know, as I go into the end of the year party, the anniversary, I've seen lots of persons who, by God's grace, they've invited me or the founders or different members of the team to come and either commission their offices or come and train their team members. commission their offices or train their team members, which is something that, is a delight to us. So if from your business, you're able to say 10 other persons have decided to start real estate business because of pertinence, then we have really, really achieved something. So that's like a brief summary of all what we are doing. And we work by 4 core values. So value of purity, integrity, key core value, and that's why we are still alive today by the special grace of God. Proactivity, we don't wait for problems to happen, we take proactive steps to solve them. Productivity, we don't celebrate activities alone, we celebrate productivity. Activities that bring productivities are what we celebrate. That's why, we give cars, we give all these other things, car award, trips, international trips, cars, land, houses, different kind of stuff for people that are really, really productive in the business. Then the final one is partnership, because we know that we cannot succeed alone. The Bible says that 1 shall chase 1,000 and 2 shall put 10,000 to flight. 1, 1,000, 2 naturally, based on geometric description, should be chasing 2,000. But you say 2 shall put 10,000 to flight. That is crazy exponential results from 1 or 2 persons coming together. So partnership is a critical core value of our business, and is something that every single member of the team must abide in. If you cannot abide by the core value of purity, integrity, you can't succeed in this business. If you cannot abide by the core value of proactivity, anticipating things, taking action before those things happen, you can't succeed in this business. If you cannot, live by productivity, which is another of our core value, you can't succeed in this business, because we are going to focus on activities. Activities that are focused on results are much more better than, a lot of us, we just like activities. For instance, now, somebody will come and say, I wrote JAM 5 times, or I wrote JAM 10 times. That statement does not have value until you say that I wrote JAM 10 times, but I didn't give up. I wrote it the 11th time, and I got into university and graduated with 1st class. Now, the completion of that activity is results. So no matter how hard you try, I tried. Nobody gives trophy for I tried my best. Nobody gives trophy for I tried my best. People give trophies for results. So, you are running 100 meters and, you tried. It's only 4 second thought that they will call to the podium. You can't be 4th and say, give me trophy for I tried my best. Productivity is rewarded, not activity. So one of the things that I want every single person to do is that look at your lives right now and ask yourself, out of everything that I'm involved in, which gives me the highest returns? Because the priority principle says that 20% of your activities gives you 80% of your results. So what you need to do is that look at your activities. So for instance, I know some people are selling products, low-hanging fruit products. So for instance, if you are selling a product of, say, 5,000 naira, and somebody selling a product of 1,000 naira, believe me, guys, it takes almost the same energy to sell a 5,000 product to sell a 1 million product. Trust me. The only difference is that the target audience are different, because the person that can afford a 5,000 naira product is available. Somebody that can afford a 1 million product is available. And the funny thing is that it is more stressful to sell a product of 5,000 naira. It is more stressful to sell a product of 5,000 naira. You know why? Because people that pay you the lowest amount of money will give you the highest amount of problems. I've done multiple business. I've seen it. I've sold product of 50 naira. I've sold product of 1,000. I've sold product of 500. I've sold product of 5,000. I've sold product of 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 50 million. And I've seen that customers that give you the lowest amount of money will be the customer that will give you the highest amount of problems. So why not look at what activity can I do to give a maximum result? So if you are selling a 5,000 naira product, how many of that 5,000 naira product will you sell to get to 1 million naira? Let's do the calculation. 5,000. Just a moment. 5,000 naira product. If you have the answer, you can drop it in the comment section. You have to sell 200 units of a, thank you, Titi, 200 units of a 5,000 naira product for you to get, thank you, Laudu, for you to get to 1 million. And the crazy part of it is that 1 million is not, that 1 million is just your, it's not even, you can't even accrue it as your revenue. Let's even assume that the 1 million naira is your revenue. Out of that, your revenue, you will still remove cost of goods sold, you will still remove other operational expenses. But you have to sell to 200 people, or you have to sell 200 units, versus having a 1 million naira product that you might maybe break it into 500K two or 1 million naira one and look for one person. It is more stressful to sell the 5,000 naira product to 200 people than to sell a 1 million product to one person. Trust me, and trust me. It is much more stressful. You are going to look for 200 people. Do you know what it means to look for 200 people? It's not a child's play to look for 200 people to buy a product. So looking at all my business, I'll say that, okay, one of the major routes of good income is real estate. Because if I have 200 customers, for instance, for a 5,000 naira product, I'm going to incur operational expenses, maybe like delivery, transport, to sort out those 200 individual customers. I'm going to waste airtime to sort out individual 200 customers, not just the financial implication of that operational activity, but also the time and the effort required. But for one person, I can even spend less than 30% of what you spend for 300 persons. So for me, I have seen that real estate produces the highest ROI for me when it comes to business, because I can do a deal, a transaction, and I can earn 10% of that transaction without even taking in cost of production. Because Prettiness has the land, Prettiness buys the land, gives it to me. I'm selling 10% commission on a million naira transaction or a 10 million naira land. I get 10% for it, for instance. That is 100,000 in a 1 million naira transaction, or 1 million from a 10 million naira transaction. And I just take my commission and go. The only thing that I'm going to spend is probably cost I invested in running digital ads, which if you spend, how much do you want to spend to get one customer? Even if you are spending 5,000, you can find one customer. Cost for running digital and cost possibly from site inspection. How far do you want to go? Even if you fly from Lagos, maybe the site inspection is in Abuja, maybe even if you fly, you are going to spend say 120,000 naira on flights, and you're getting a million naira from that transaction. It's still less than 12% of the amount that you are incurring, of the amount that you are making from that transaction. So I have looked at it and say, okay, out of my 100%, what is that 20% effort that will give me 100% of result? And I've seen that real estate has the capacity to produce that. With real estate, I can make consistently 1 million naira every single month. 1 million naira every single month is super possible, is super visible. I say, okay, what are the activities I need to do around this real estate that will ensure that I build a funnel that consistently, whether I fall sick, whether I am on vacation, whether I am busy, or whether I travel out, that can consistently give me a million naira in a single month. And that is part of the discussion that we're going to be having as time goes on. So jumping into real estate. So now, Real estate, we all understand. Real estate is, in quotes, another word you can use for real estate is also properties. Now, and the two most popular variations of real estate is land and buildings. Two popular variations of real estate is what? Land and buildings. So today we are just going to focus on land alone. We'll focus on land alone, and in multiple classes, we're going to talk about many other things as we go. So we're going to just talk about land so we can close very, very soon. So looking at land, okay, I'll just be picking it one after the other. So we're going to talk about plot size, soil texture, talk about locations, talk about a lot of things. So the first thing I want us to understand is that there are basically, say, 4 possible or 4 averagely available plot sizes. Plot sizes available. There's a 150 square meter. 150 square meter, which is a quarter plot. 150 square meter, which is a quarter plot. We have 300 square meter, which is a half plot, normal. We have 450 square meter, which is a, say, 3/4 plot. That is 450 square meter is combination of 300 square meter and 150 square meter. So 300 square meter plus 150 square meter gives you 450. So predominantly, what that means is that a 450 square meter is half plot plus quarter plot. Do we understand? A 450 square meter is half plot plus a quarter plot. That's what gives us 450 square meter. Then the next plot size is the 600 square meter, which is the full plot. 600 square meter, which is the what? The full plot. So we have 150 square meter is quarter plot. That's 1/4. We have 300 square meter is half plot. That's 1/2. We have 450 square meter, which is 3/4 plot. That's 3/4. And we have the 600 square meter, which is 1. 600 square meter, which is 1. So people know plot sizes when it comes to square meters. People know plot sizes when it comes to nomenclature. So nomenclature is the name: half plot, quarter plot, full plot. And people know it when it comes to feet, say 60 by 60 or 120 by 30 for a half plot, 50 by 100 for a 450 square meter, 120 by 60 for a 600 square meter. Now, but in different places, say maybe in Abuja, in Benin, in different places, their own standard measurement can also differ a little bit. However, general standard measurement is what I have just described. So maybe in Benin, you can be seeing somebody say, 100 by 100. I know it also happens in Abuja, so 100 by 100, and that's predominantly 900 square meter. So that's like 450 square meter plus 450 square meter, or 600 square meter plus 300 square meter. So 2 450 square meter, or 1 600 square meter and 1 300 square meter can give you that. I know that it's sounding very mathematical, but you guys need to know this. So when you are talking with customers, you are able to, relate with what the customer says. I'm going to recap. We have the 150 square meter, which is the quarter plot. We have the 300 square meter, which is the half plot. We have the 450 square meter, which is the 3/4 plot. And we have the 600 square meter, which is the full plot. These are basic standard sizes but for different places, different states, different regions, we have different plot sizes that can also come in. For instance, plot size like 100 by 100 or different kind of plot sizes that can be. So these are practically present. And for pertinence, we call these plot sizes like this. So the 150 square meter, we call it a special plot. The 300 square meter, we call it a starter plot. The 450 square meter, we call it a classic plot. The 600 square meter, we call it an executive plot. An executive plot. If you are following me, I want you to go to the comment section and write what I've said. 150 square meter special plot, 300 square meter starter plot, starter, 450 square meter classic plot, then 600 square meter executive plot. So also, lands can also be used for residential and commercial activities. Lands can be used for residential and commercial activities. Residential meaning that you want to build a living structure on it, a living that you can live in or somebody can live in. Commercial is that you want to do business in it. So most of the time, estates usually have layouts. Estates usually have layouts that allows for individuals to be able to know where you can build for residential and know where you can build for commercial activity. So there are different layouts. I don't have a layout in my office right now. I would have shown you guys what a layout looks like. I will show you guys what a layout looks like. However, every estate must have a layout. If not, you don't really know what you are buying. And the same thing with what Omonile does. Omonile might not sell you layout. They'll just say, this is your land from year to year, go and take it. It doesn't work like that. You must have a layout so everybody can be able to build within the spectrum of what has been decided for every single person. So those are what we call the different plot sizes that are available. Then people can actually use land for different reasons. Even your residential land, you can use it for commercial activity. So for instance, you buy a full plot of land and you build, say, 4 units or 4-bedroom duplexes. It's possible. You can build 4 units or 4-bedroom duplexes on a 600 square meter, depending on the how the land is being structured. If the land is a long land, you can be able to achieve it. But if it's like a square kind of, you might not be able to achieve that. So say somebody can build that and maybe put people there for rent, or you put you sell off those buildings. So if you do that activity, you are doing a commercial activity which is permitted. So you can do that commercial activities of building, putting people in that house for rentage, or you are selling the house to a third party, or you build the house to live by yourself. There are many miraculous things that you can build on plot sizes. As we go, we can be talking about that. So also, lands can vary in different, in terms of the texture of the land. So, okay, I'm going to answer. So if you're having questions, please drop your questions in the comment section. I see that Grace dropped a question. So if you have questions, just drop it in the comment section. I'm going to attend to them at the end of my presentation. I will soon close this presentation. So you now have, what's the name? Oh, don't be dropping the question. Grace, I like your questions. Drop your questions. I love them. I will be answering it as we go. So different plot sizes, different lands can have different textures. So for instance, a land can be dry. A land can be wet, maybe marshy, for instance, or a land can be a wet land. Lands in, say, places like Festac axis, lands in places like, say, some part of Ibejuleki, some part of Lekki, some part of Badagry, places that are closer to coastal regions. you will see that most properties in those regions are usually waterlogged, or places that were formerly water bodies but were filled. So for instance, you see this what's the name of this place that they are now filling at Oroshoki. So those places are waterlogged area. Why? Because they were naturally water areas, but residential activities began there. Is it a wrong thing to do? No. You can actually reclaim a land and, you know, build something massive on it, but they need engineering work. So for instance, you go to Dubai, you see they built almost a city, I'll call that place a city, on water. On water. It's possible. You just need to have the engineering sense, you know. The water needs to find a way to flow too. If you can sort out that problem, you know, you will not have a challenge when it comes to constructing in water region. So some lands can be dry, you know, some lands can be wet. There's no best land. It depends on the customer. You know, some people will go to a wet land and come back and say they love the land. For instance, there's one of our sites that is wet, and rain has been falling back to back in Lagos. 2 customers went there yesterday. The first customer, I already spoke to the customer had closed the deal. You know, the customer had paid. The customer went there yesterday, flooded, and the customer said, I'm even happy that I'm coming here when there's flood, there's rain. Another one went there yesterday, came to the office, and I closed the transaction for 17 million. We closed the transaction for 17 million. The client went to site, a waterlogged area. Rain has been falling for the past 2 weeks, almost non-stop. The customer went there, came to my office yesterday, and I closed the transaction for 17 million. So it depends on the interest of the customer. If the customer loves a location, the customer loves the location. What the customer needs to do is just to fill the plot and, you know, begin construction based on specifications. So you can have wetlands. You can also have dry lands in different places, and also the lands can be maybe flat, stable land. They can have a steep slope. It can have a gentle slope or a heavy slope. So different lands have different places. So when you are going to the essay, you are looking at it. These are the kind of questions that some of your customers can ask, or these are the kind of things that you should look at when you visit a site when you are marketing to another customer. So another important information you also need to know is that every land has what we call a title document. Keep your questions coming. After my session, I'm going to take it. So I have like about 10 minutes to wrap up so we can close. Each property or all property needs to have what we call a document. All properties. I'll try to look for if I have like a flyer here. All property has to have a title document. So the title document is the legal, which word will I use? A title document is what shows the legality or the originality of a certain land. So if you want to know how genuine a land is, one of the first things that you look at is the title of the land. You look at the title of the land to determine how a land is genuine. So there are various land titles, you know. The one that is popular to everybody is C of O. So almost everybody here knows C of O. You know, C of O can be certification of ownership. You know, you have a right of ownership. Most likely in Abuja, they use words like that. You have like a gazette. You have an excision. You have probably a registered survey. You have, say, a court judgment. You have different lands, what's the name? Title documents. You have a deed of assignment. You have a family receipt. You have different stuff, different title documents for different projects, different title document for different land or different properties, governor's consent. There are a lot. So every land must have a title document. Now, you can now find some lands that do not have a title document, but the land it might be like a virgin land, a free land that no title has been perfected on it. So those lands can be termed as freehold land. A lot of land along the Ekpe axis fall in the category of a freehold. So what happens is that real estate companies or buyers buy that land and now begin to process documents on the land. So you can buy the land, you do a registered survey for the land, and you can apply for a CFO or do a governor's consent. Most of the times people always think that the only valid land is the land that only has CFO. Today I'm telling you that that is an illusion. It is an illusion. So people say, they can't buy any land that is not CFO. I pity you, because even CFO land can be revoked. In some cases, sometimes I love a land that has court judgments, because it's just like, when they were doing election, when they are doing election in Nigeria, the Osun state election, the Edo state election, a few years back. And I know the first election, this guy won, then Adams Oshiomhole went to contest the election in court. He went to contest the election in court, and Adams Oshiomhole won the election by a court judgment. So the court now ruled that Adams Oshiomhole is the governor of Edo State. The same thing that happened with Aregbesola in Osun State. So sometimes, when you win election, they will give you what is called returning certificate. So returning certificate is just like C of O. But a court judgment, a court injunction can take that away. So for a person that now buys land, so if you buy a land, for instance, from a company like Pertinence, what you are expected to get? First, you are expected to get a receipt for the amount that you paid for. You must get a receipt no matter what. You must get a receipt for every amount you paid for. And even before you get a receipt, you must fill what we call the land application form. The form can either be physical or the form is virtual. But you must fill a land application form that specifies that you are paying X amount for a certain product, whether full plot, half plot, 450 square meter, 300 square meter, 600 square meter, 1,200 square meter, or any size at this amount, at this payment plan. So you must fill the land application form, either physical or virtual. The next thing is that you must get what we call a receipt for every payment you make. Don't forget, if you have questions, drop them in the comment section as it's popping in your head. Immediately, I have about 7 more minutes before I close, so I can be able to answer. Immediately you pay, you get receipt for every single payment you make. After your first payment, you are supposed to get what we call a contract of sale. A contract of sale. So you get it in Pertinence, you get a contract of sale after you make your first payment. Then when you complete your payment for land, the complete payment for land, you are supposed to now get what we call your land allocation letter. Land allocation letter. What land allocation letter does for you is that it specifies, I'm definitely going to share that, Jonathan. It specifies where your land is on ground. So for instance, if Pertinence buys 50 acres and you as a customer buys one plot out of our 50 acres, we are going to allocate you one plot. So the way we are going to allocate you one plot is to give you, maybe we break the land into, say, block A, plot 1, plot 2, plot 3, block B, plot 1, plot 2, plot 3, block C, plot 1, plot 2, plot 3, like that. So we're not saying that, John bought land with us in this estate. John will be allocated plot A, block 1. That is John's plot. So land allocation letter specifies your exact land. It specifies your exact land on ground. So different companies have different policies to get to land allocation. I know for Pertinence, the policy for land allocation is that after you have completed the payment for your land, you are now expected to make 30% payment of your documentation and developmental levy, then you get allocation. Now, so in land, there are different payments. Most likely 3 different payments when it comes to land. 3 different payments. The first payment is the payment for the land itself. So you are buying 1 plot of land in Banana Island. 1 plot of land in Banana Island is 1.5 billion. Now, after that 1.5 billion, there is now what we call documentation and developmental levy. Now, documentation is what we use to process your survey, your deed of assignment, and the highest document that land has. Then the developmental levy or infrastructure levy is what is used to do roads, drainages, gatehouse, perimeter fencing, electrification of that estate. I'm going to explain. So, now if you get a land, Pertinence buys 50 acres of a certain land, and you as a client, you buy 1 plot. Even though Pertinence has given you receipt, has given you contract of sale, and has given you allocation letter, in the eyes of the law, you are not yet the legal owner of that land. You know why? Because even that land at that point, you might not be able to use it to get loan, because that land is still legally in the name of Pertinence. I don't know if you get it. Pertinence bought 50 acres. You bought 1 land, 1 plot. And Pertinence gives you contract of sale, receipt, and allocation letter. Legally, you cannot claim full ownership of that land. Even though you can use the document that you receive to go to court and win that you are the owner of the land. That one is there. However, you cannot do some legal things. For instance, you can't use it to apply for visa, because the land does not belong to you. You don't have a legal government document to verify that that land is yours. So what happens is that once you pay for developmental levy, a survey, individual survey is done. That individual survey picks the 4 points of your land. The 4 points of your land is charted in the Ministry of Land by the surveyor, is registered in the Surveyor General's office in your name. So anybody, any part, any day, anytime that wants to go and look for who owns this land, because you have done a survey, anywhere the person goes to go and look for it, your name will come out as the owner of the land. So the first thing that is being done for documentation is your survey. After you must have done your survey, then you will now do what we call a deed of assignment. A deed of assignment. So a deed of assignment is done. So what does deed of assignment mean? Pertinence bought the land from someone, and most likely that person could have bought the land from somebody. So, but somebody sold to another person, the person sold to Pertinence, Pertinence now sold to you. So, because in title, we must always go back to what we call the root title, where the title originated from. So most likely, if that first guy was the one that processed maybe a CFO, for instance, Pertinence now buys, or you now buy from Pertinence, you have a survey with your name on it, then you now get a deed of assignment that shows transfer of ownership from all the owners from time past, signed. So what happens is that the deed of assignment now transfer the ownership, the interest of that land, it transfers it to you. You can see how important documentation is. Then the final thing is that the general title, say if the land has a CFO or have a gazette or have a registered excision or have anything, you get a copy of that root title. So what happens is that the documentation that you paid for is for the benefit of the customer. So because I know that some people say that they are buying land hidden charges. This is not hidden charges. This is not hidden charges. This is requirements. This is requirement for the customer. So you buy the land, you pay for your documentation, you get deed of assignment, you get survey, you get the copy of the CFO, the gazette, the excision. or depending on the title that is originally on the land. Then the second payment, which is most likely always meshed together. So documentation and developmental levy is always meshed together. Is the what we use for infrastructure. So the land will be fenced round, road will be done, drainages will be done, electrification will be done, many things will be done, gatehouse will be done, all those kind of stuff. So each company also have an extent to what they do. So it's also important that if you are buying land, you ask those questions. So that is those are the three payments for land. There are the two payments for land, the land and the other charges. The other charges is documentation and developmental levy. So for pertinence, before you get your land allocation, you must pay 30% of the documentation and developmental levy. Then you get your land allocated and you can start construction. So that's basically it. So let me quickly talk about for the new people, because some people are already asking questions. Okay, so I think let me just close this. That comes to the end of my presentation when it comes to land. If I've missed anything, someone should drop it in the comment section so I can quickly mention it. So right now, I'll just take all the questions that I have here. If you have questions, please drop your question. I'm going to be answering the questions on the chat room. Then I'm going to be talking how you can benefit from pertinence. I can see that we have some new people here. So I'm going to be doing that, sharing how you can benefit from pertinence, joining the real estate business. So let me start. Okay. So the first question here is says that says, will the 10-year anniversary celebration be taking place in other branches in pertinence? Yes, it will be taking place in other branches of pertinence. Reach out to the closest branch close to you and you can be a part of the anniversary. There are lots to eat, lots of freebies to be given, lots of things to get. So check our website also for that. Somebody says, is this the standard measurement? Is this standard measurement all over Nigeria? For most part of Nigeria, yes, but a few places have different measurements. So for instance, Benin, and then in Benin, they use 100 by 100. They talk about 900, 1,000 square meter. I know in Abuja, they talk more about 1,000 square meter. Some places they use 450 square meter as their standard full plot. That's 50 by 100. So different places, but most part of Nigeria uses the 150 square meter, 300 square meter, 450 square meter, and 600 square meter. So Grace Diamond is asking, what makes a residential plot different from a commercial plot? It's in the land use. So a residential plot is, on that plot, what can be built is structures that people can only live in. Why? Commercial plots, what are built on commercial plots or what are done on commercial plots are structures that people can do business in. So because an estate is a large place and an organized setting, so we need to be able to plan how the estate will be. So most estates will plan it in a way that residential is in one place, then commercial is in one place. Commercial can either be at the entrance of the estate, so even external people can come and they will not go past the entrance of the estate into the major estate because of security reasons and so much of traffic. And also maybe they can also situate it at the center of the estate called the center business district. So the only thing that happens in a commercial, or the only thing that should happen in a commercial region are commercial activities. The only thing that should happen in a residential region are living activities. So like I explained also, you can buy a residential plot and use it for business. In what way? You can buy a full plot, build on it, then use it for rent. It still falls under the category of residential, not commercial. Or you buy, you build it and sell it, as far as people will eventually live in it. So the difference is in the land use. Residential plot is used for residential activity. Commercial plot is used for commercial activities. Okay, Grace, corner piece. Corner piece is like the word a corner, is the land at the corner. So, and one benefit of a corner piece is that the land, so if I have like on a street, you have a street, then maybe a street on this line, a street on this line. The land at the corner of the two streets is called a corner piece. And the advantage of that corner piece is that the land at the corner piece can lay claim to two streets. So it can lay claim to this street and lay claim to this street. Also, land and corner piece are always usually bigger in size than the normal lands. Land at corner piece are always bigger. That's why real estate companies charge extra for people that want to buy land and corner piece, because you have two streets. And there are many things that you can do on a corner piece that you cannot do on some other plots. So let me try to bring, I think I have one allocation document here. I have one allocation document here. Let me use it to show you. Okay, I don't have layouts here. I have one allocation document here. Okay, so this is an allocation document. Let me show you what I mean. So for instance, this is a small land, but let's just manage it for explanation purpose. So all this land this is like a street. This place is a street. These are plots. I don't know if I've seen it. These are plots. This is another street. This is two plots. So this land here is in a corner piece. Why? It's in the corner because there's a street here. There's another street here. So the customer here can decide to put his gate here or put his gate here. He can lay claim to two streets. And the land here is usually a little bit bigger than all the land here. Another advantage is that if, for instance, on this land, you can play with it. You can actually build comfortably two separate houses on this particular land. If you put an house, the house is facing here, it has a gate here. So for instance, the house is like this. It has a gate here. And that house can also be like having a gate here. Unlike this one, that you only have one gate. And if you are trying to build two houses here, it will be choked. But this one, you can easily build two houses because one will face here as entrance. You will not have problem with car park. And that person can stay here. You have entrance. You will not have problem with car park. So that is majorly the difference for it. So Future is asking, is it possible for us to have estate layout to aid marketing? That's a little challenging, Future. You know why? Because allocation is done on an ongoing basis. So for instance, if I give you a layout and you send for a customer today, and the customer makes his decision, say after 6 weeks or after even 3 days, there's a possibility that the customer has planned that he wants to choose a certain plot. But because it took time for him to buy, and that person had bought, and the person has allocated that plot, the customer will now come later and be doing trouble. That no, the reason I want this place, not knowing that it's on first come first serve basis. So one of the things I do is that when customers come to the office, I sit them down, I show them the layout. Or if you have a virtual call, I show them the layout. Because by God's grace, I'm the CEO for now, and I still have access to all these documents. So I can show them. So, but we do not really share it. There are some projects that we can share. So for instance, E-Ray, we can share E-Ray. So what's the benefit of buying a swampy wetland since the cost of filling is expensive? The benefit is in the value of the area you are buying. So for instance, there's a land in the Sherry here that is wet. The value of surrounding development is around, say, 30 million. The value of what we are selling is 15 million. How much will it take you to feed the land? Say you even spend, say you want to spend plenty money that you are doing seasonal spending. You put 2.5 million naira to feed your land, which is a lot. Use 2.5 million naira to feed your land. And upon feeding the land, you are able to sell at say 30 million or build on it. So the benefit of buying in a waterlogged area is first the interest of the customer, and second is the value of the asset in those regions. So people that buy land in Banana Island, in Ikoyi, all those places, the lands are weird, but why? The value of the land in those places are crazy. So Jonathan says that how can one get started? Function says, does land application for attract a fee? No, it doesn't attract a fee. Jonathan asks 2 questions. How can we get started? What's the benefit for joining? Okay. I love this question. So let me just talk about how to join. So a lot of guys here are already part of the business, real estate business. And what we do here is that we help everybody to convert their network to network. So what you do is that you register on our platform. There are different levels of registration, but I'm going to encourage you to register for the paid registration. I'm going to explain it. So all you need to do is just sign up on the system. Someone must have invited you, chat up with the person. They're going to send you a registration link, a digital link, which you can register, online. You have a dashboard for yourself, and you're able to sell pertinent property. So all you do is that we add you to the WhatsApp group for registered people, paid registered people. We add you to our WhatsApp group. We sell properties there. You get to talk to customers. Once you have somebody that is interested, you can link them up with the company. We close the deal. You close the deal anyhow. Then the customer pays. So at the moment the customer pays, you earn commission from the transaction. So if you join on the free platform, which I advise nobody here to join, if you join for free, you are going to earn 6% on every transaction that you close. But if you join for 10,000 naira, you are going to earn 10% starting for every transaction you close. But that's not all. When you register with 10,000 naira, the guys here, okay, let me finish. When you register for 10,000 naira, you get a t-shirt, a branded t-shirt, you get an ID card, and you get marketing materials forever. So marketing material, you get it for life. And if you are printing paper, you are printing flyer, you know how much it is. Trainings like this every week, we train you. It's part of your 10,000 naira. And some people have trained some people for 10 years, and they see that same 10,000 naira that they paid. So the reason why we are charging this 10,000 naira is not because that is the money we use to survive as a business. We survive from selling real estate. The reason why we charge 10,000 naira is for the seriousness of you. So for instance now, if you pay 10,000 naira, you earn 10% commission on transaction. You also have access to multiple things. You can promote to earn 14%. You can get promoted to earn 16%. You can promote to earn 18%. However, people that, I hope Jonathan is still here. Okay, still here. People that register for free, the only thing they get is commission. They don't get car award. They don't get Dubai trip. They don't get all those things, which someone that registered for 10,000 naira get. Pertinence does not benefit anything from this 10,000 naira registration. Nothing. Because even the 5,000 naira out of 10,000 naira is given to the person that invited you to join the business. So if I invite you, for instance, I can see my guy here, Mr. Jonathan. If I sent Mr. Jonathan the link to join the real estate business, Mr. Jonathan registered with 10,000 naira. 5,000 naira out of that 10,000 naira, Pertinence will pay me as compensation for recruiting Mr. Jonathan. So even if I've not sold land, I can still make money from recruiting people. So the remaining 5,000 naira, they used to get branded t-shirt, they used to give him ID card, they used to give him training, they're going to used to give him marketing materials. So all you need to do is register with a link with the person that invited you. The admin can help me just drop a contact that the people can talk to. You can drop my contact. I can also talk to you and taking you through the process of registration. Then after you have registered, you'll be added to a private WhatsApp group. We have a general WhatsApp group here in Pertinent, and I have a personalized private WhatsApp group for my team members where I train on sales, I train on marketing, and I train on real estate, which I'm going to be doing over and over and again. So there are different ranges of products. So some people will be looking at, they don't want to register. The reason why they don't want to register is that they don't believe that if they pay that 10,000 naira, they will sell. So I'm telling you that on Monday, I announced to the team that by the end of this month, we are releasing a product that people can be able to buy real estate for as low as 50,000 naira. So if we have a product of 50,000 naira, it's not only 500,000, 1 million, 10 million, 25 million, 50 million. So if you cannot successfully sell a product of 50,000 naira in real estate, they need to go and wash your head. That's no apologies. You must be able to say, if you don't have anybody on your contact list that can buy a product worth 50,000 naira, I want you to go and delete all your numbers. Delete everybody except your parents and your siblings. Delete everybody. You look at A to Z, they can, because the quality, you can never grow wealthy beyond the number, the quality of people that you have around you. Because they say you are the sum total of the 6 people, of the 5 people you have around you. So if you want to become a billionaire, you want to become a millionaire, work with millionaires, work with billionaires, you become. So some people will be looking at, this guy, they don't come, they say, because they pay money. Yes, you have to pay. For your seriousness, you get t-shirt, ID card. So when you are going to a stage, you are talking to a customer and say, who are you? You can show your ID card. You can wear t-shirt. Then you do the business. Then you begin to earn commission on all transactions. 10% commission. You are able to qualify for all the expense paid trip to Dubai. We have taken over 417 persons since we started Pertinence as a business 10 years ago. 417 people as well on all the expense paid trip to Dubai. Over 100 people have gotten cars. Last December, during our end of the year party, we gave out 16 cars, both brand new and Tokumbo cars. So that's available, and different perks. Some people get AMPA. So for instance, let me tell you one scenario. Last month, we did a promotion of sell one plot of land, get 1 AMPA. Somebody registered as a referrer and sold 15 plots. Somebody registered as a referrer and sold 15 plots. The person got 15 AMPAs. But you know, the twist of the matter is that we did not give the referrer any AMPA. Who did we give the AMPA? The business representative. That's the person that paid 10,000 to join, becomes a business rep. It was the person that got the 15 AMPAs. As a referrer, even if you sell what qualifies you to become to go to Dubai or to win a car, irrespective of how much you sell, the only thing you will collect is your 6% commission. Even if I'm the one that invited you and I did not sell anything that year, as far as you sell, I will earn all your benefits. The only thing you will get is a 6% commission. And mind you, as a business rep, because I recruited you as a referrer, if you say you get 6% commission, me, I'm supposed to get 10% commission. So 10 minus 6 gives you 4%. There's a free 4% that's not been allocated. That 4% commission comes to me without doing anything. So for instance, today, Emmanuel is my team member. For all the transactions that Emmanuel will ever close, I'm going to earn commission from Emmanuel. Even if I register Emmanuel, Emmanuel is a business rep. I register Emmanuel as my downline. He's not a business rep. Even if Emmanuel sells and I'm still a business rep, I'm still going to earn for every single transaction that Emmanuel closes. Every downline that Emmanuel will register, as much as they are selling, I'm going to still earn commission from it. So this business is in 2 ways. You sell directly and you also sell through your team members. You sell directly and you sell through your team member. That's why I look at strategically, look at ways that will help you to sell, look at ways that will help you to recruit people. So for instance, by God's grace, it's easy for me to earn commission continuously in business because I have lots of team members. So my team members can have a client that is interested in buying and they say, Jeff, talk to them. I talk to them, they close the deal. My team member will earn commission. I will also earn commission. So that's why in this business, we must be very, very focused. That's why I love the guys in Ijebu-Ode. One of the things that they are going to be doing in the next 1 month is that they're going to be organizing the kind of events that we organize, the Millionaire Conference that we organize in Lagos. They are going to be organizing it in Ijebu-Ode in the next 1 month, and the purpose is to increase team members. So if they're able to increase team members, increase 5 downlines, 10 downlines, there's no how you can never be poor forever. You can never be poor forever. I have team members in Lagos, in Abuja, in Owerri, in Lorry, different places. They are selling some commission. I'll just receive it. I will not even know where it's coming from. I will not know. But why? Because I recruited these people and they are benefiting from the business. And because I was the one that invited them, I also will benefit. So that is the benefit from joining. You are trained, crazy training. See, for instance, let's assume that I've never made one sale in real estate. I've never sold anything. I've never earned any commission from Pertinence. Now, one major thing that have benefited me is that Pertinence has helped me to increase the quality of my contact list, the quality of my network. Because I've intentionally had to attend events, I've had to go I've had to meet different people because I want to sell high-ticket transactions. When I sell real estate, we're selling 100,000, 150,000. Everybody from my contact list from A to Z, they cannot afford 100,000 land. That was when I knew I was in trouble. So I can't have problem of 100,000 and I'll be saving. So intentional, what real estate has helped me to do intentionally is to intentionally increase the quality of my network. And I can look at my phone book and just be like a little bit excited and say, this is what's the name? This I can say, this is how much I've made. These are my downlines in different places. So it's very, very important. So those are the benefits you get from joining. So every single person go and join now, pay your 10,000 naira. The people that came on Monday, we gave them 50% discount. So they paid 5,000 naira to register. Everybody that came on Monday. But all of you that are just coming now, Maoga, Mr. Jonathan, Mr. Jonathan, Mr. Jonathan, Edmondson, I know that, I don't know if Yekini Oluwadam Lola had registered previously, Mr. Monday to Lola Day, then also Tomiwa. These are the people that I feel, and Titi also. No. So these are the people that I know that I had not registered before, but maybe Grace should just cover them since we're in this week. So for every new person that is coming now, I think Grace should just be covering the new set of guys that's going to be joining us. You can see pay 5,000 naira today. You can pay 5,000 naira to join the real estate business today. We will leave the other 5,000 naira and we are going to train. So your 5,000, you get t-shirt, ID card, and everything. Then we are going to. You must succeed. One of the things I want to achieve is that most of the guys on this my team, I want to train you guys. It's going to be stressful. It's going to be stressful, but guys, follow me. I'm going to train you guys very well. We're going to run a lot of activities together, running digital ads, running a lot of stuff, going for site inspection. We must achieve at least minimum of 1 million naira 3 months consecutively before the end of this year. Sales of 1 million naira 3 months consecutively before the end of this year. The minimum that anybody should do on this platform, minimum, is that you must earn 1 million naira this year. Before the end of this year, you must earn at least 1 million naira from this real estate business. It is very, very easy. It's very, very possible. I've done it before. Many countless number of persons have done it before. So 5,000 naira, 50% discount for you if you are registering today. Is it compulsory to buy and start building this estate? Yes. Many of our estate is possible for you to buy and start living. Tomowa says, can land bought for Pertinence be sold to another customer? Yes, you can do it. Some people still came to do it today. You can buy from Pertinence and sell to another person. I help my customers to do it. One of my customers bought land 500,000 naira from Pertinence. I help the customer to sell it for 1.5 million naira. So it's very, very possible. The only thing that you do is pay 5% of the cost of your purchase to Pertinence as change of contract. Oh, thank you, Ola. We say this is quite educated. Oluope was laughing. Donwase wants to go and wash his head. Can you share the first step you took to change your network, knowing that I'm seeing that level and I connect? This is my current level. So the first thing is to have the awareness that you need to change your contacts. The second thing is to become intentional about it. How do you become intentional about it? you begin to attend events. You begin to attend events. You see a program, if they're doing a program in a hotel, they're doing a program in Abuja, they're doing different programs in top places. Attend those programs. Meet people, shake them. Oh, how are you doing? Oh, my name is Jeff. I'm into real estate. What are you into? You know, let me get your number. That is how you begin to build networks. That's how you begin to build networks. You run ads online. You give value online. You talk to your friends to give you contact to their uncles, to their friends that are interested in investing in real estate. That's how you get, you build your network. You intentionally go to places. You are intentional in church. You are intentional in your mosque. For people that you are meeting, you are relating with, you know, you are building contact lists. You are running surveys. You are building contact lists from running surveys. So you must be very, 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 very intentional. You go to places. There's an event in a hotel. There's an event in Terra Culture. There's an event by the Lagos State government. There's an event in different places. Go. There's an event in Pettiness. Attend. Meet people. Pettiness will be hosting World Summit on the 30th of July. We're going to be gathering nothing less than 5,000 people in one room. Come for the event. Speak to different people. Get contacts. That's how you intentionally build network. Then also increase your personal value. So, for instance, now you have graduated school since 2012. You did BSc or ND, HND. You have not done any other certification. If you go for CIM or you go for ICANN, you go for ACCA, you go for masters, you are going to meet colleagues in class. You meet colleagues in class. That's another network. You go for conferences, you go for events, you go for seminars. That is how you intentionally build your network. That's how you intentionally build. So there are many strategies. These are just a few ones that I've shared with you guys that you can take. Thank you so much, Mr. Yekini. Mr. Monday, thank you. How do you register? I'm going to send you a link right now. Mr. Monday, I'm going to send you a link for you to register. It's a digital link. What you do in pertinent that anywhere you are, any part of the world, you can be a part of it. So I'm going to send you a link and also send you the account details. Titi, I receive your virtual org. So guys, we are going to be having trainings over and over again, both physical and virtual training, but more of virtual training than physical training. So I can reach out to guys that are even outside of Lagos. So, and we're always available to attend to you. We're going to succeed together in this business, and you know, God bless you. Thank you for listening to me for the last 1 hour, 38 minutes. If that's how long we have spoken here. I don't know if I've been able to answer all your questions. If you want to register, speak to the person that invited you for this event, and you know, get the registration link. Get the registration link. So anybody with any question, then another thing that you can do is that I have a blog called Real Estate University. I post content about real estate there. You can also learn a lot of things. So you can also check the blog out to also learn. So that I've come to the end of my presentation. Thank you so much. So we recorded this meeting. We are also going to send it to all of us so we have access to it. Probably I'll just put it on my YouTube page, and you know, we can all have access to it. All right. So any other question? Don't miss out on the so yeah, Mr. Monday. Yeah, definitely. The discount will last for today. So if you want to be a part of it, just register. So any other question before we bring today's meeting to a close? Okay. In the absence of no other question, you can chat up. You can send me a message. Send anybody a message here. Then, yeah, Shay will give us. I was like, yes, and why not? Just meet the target. Two people already. Two persons won house last year. I know that more people will win houses this year. Okay, let me just send an account number that you guys can pay to. So and everybody will check your DMs. You're going to receive the message on your DM for you to also. So, guys, I'm going to send the account number on the group. No, last year, 2 years ago, Tenny was around. We had nice, also different guys. So a lot of guys will come this year. So I think we should just end the meeting today. Okay, so Debola, I will send it on the WhatsApp group. So the private WhatsApp group, on the WhatsApp group, ask all the questions that you have, and I'm going to be answering it there. God bless you guys for attending. Bye. If you have chance, you can just put on your video. Let me just see your face and just tell me bye so we can close this meeting. Bye. Oh yeah, you guys don't leave me, don't leave me, don't leave me. Yeah, bye. It's only the Bola that loves me. Tonu. Thank you, Mr. Monday. Yay.
Presentation.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. So I'll see you all in your DMs. Demola, good to see you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Osinachi, great to see you. All right, guys. See you all in your DM. Jonathan.
Thank you.
Okay,
right. Thank you, Mr. Jeff.
Let me send my.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bring whiskey, though. Now whiskey me I want.
Sorry.
I mean, reverse.
So this is my number 070691194428. You can send me a message.
Don't worry.
Before for more information. Send me this. Send me the message.
I can make new start.
09119428.
Let me go and thank the lady that invited me.
Yeah, shout out the person that invited you, and let's get to business. All right, guys. Love you all. See you some other time. Jonathan, that's my phone number there. You can send me a message.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me. Okay.
Oh, Jonathan, who invited you for this?
Right. Okay, you mean the one with 42, the end, or 28? Which of them
28,
is your phone number? Okay, 28. Okay.
Jonathan,
No
who
problem.
invited you for this meeting?
Okay, hold on. Let me check her name again on WhatsApp. Just hold on. I will tell you some minutes more. I'm coming. Just give me some.
Just send me a message.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. I hope you have copied the number so I can end this meeting now. 070691194428.
Oh, no.
All right. Bye, guys.